their method seems different. Actually, it's all about microorganisms. It is. Yeah. If you look at it, when I observe Cho Yong-sam's method, actually Master Joe has a they call ECB, like a liquid fertilizer. There's one section, just one. There's only one. I think he sprouted from that idea.
Are you talking about green grass liquid fertilizer?
Yeah, the Master Joe's book, there's one has a, I think that is, he got the idea, son got the idea, and then use all this water thing with different materials to make a fertilizer. So Master Joe's sons, he doesn't buy anything really, only container, water, and then anything around you can use it for different, the specific nutrient. But the Master Joe's one is more precise, very precise. It's like a scientific. A scientist cannot figure that out really because the microorganism world is too big. Yeah. But then, I right now I use mix, but then Master Joe's, that's the main thing, and then only the liquid IMO4, JWS? JMS, yeah, and then the soaping, yeah. The soaping I use for my laundry soap and then dishwashing soap, yeah, but the dilution of that, if you want to use for your plant, you have to dilute a lot, yeah, very, you need very little. You shake it in the bottle and then it has to have lots of bubble, and then use salt water when you use their stuff. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's really fun stuff. Cool. Yeah. And then it costs so low, When I talk to some farmers, conventional farmers, I was so shocked that they're like a pesticide and a herbicide, whatnot. 1 gallon, they pay $400, $500. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's so toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. So, we are so blessed to, meet Master Joe and their family.
So he challenged us to have the island food self-sufficient in a year. Yeah.
And that we need to grow rice.
So we're supposed to step up to it, right? But what I noticed is the whole workshop, everybody just laughed and didn't take it seriously. No one's taking it on. Are we going to do it or not?
Yeah, I think
If we take it on seriously, we're going to have some serious conversations. We get really clever, really fast.
Start small, he says.
Well, that's why we're
starting with my family.
Well, he said start with the island.
Oh, that's small, okay.
He said to have the job done in a year. He said it. That's what he wants.
Can't make the hoy dirt in a year.
But we can impress
the
the
government either. So.
But then maybe we can. There's
Maybe
so
we
many
can.
short life cycle crops,
Yes.
and there's a 3-month or 4 months crop and 6 months crop and 1 year crop.
If we
We can-
pronounce it preposterous and dead on arrival, we'll never get there. But if we set our sights there,
Yeah.
so at the end of the workshop, I said to a handful of people I met, I said, how about we create pet food? Because everybody loves their pets. And it has IMO4 in it, and you got to make different kinds in different regions because of the different elevations, as we know. And you get people's pets healthy. Now, if you get people's pets healthy with IMO4, they're going to love you, and they're going to be at this meeting. number one, and their dogs are going to be pooping IMO all over the city. They're going to be making things healthier. And then you could even feed the wild pigs. I guess they're trying to get rid of them. But anyways, I'm looking at who's going to take IMO through the rest of the island.
The IMO machines, yeah, the natural.
You can just
wild spreaders.
airdrop them, or I don't know, but
Or
like,
liquid IMO for.
Yeah. See, if you got everybody with their pets on
Yeah.
board, they would go for, and they start seeing it was working, maybe they'll want to do IMO for spraying everywhere, all over the city, which is what needs to happen. The whole island needs to get drenched.
Drive-by spraying.
Barb says IMO chemtrails.
Oh, man.
Anyways, I'm up for the conversation. I want to kick it around.
That's-
Why do we have to just accept that, no, we're not going to do it? I did tell him 5 years. I told him, we need 5 years, Matthew Joe. But, at least
Yeah.
3. But, you know, let's get together and make the plan. Why not? You know, really give it a look. Who says it's, you got to think preposterous and, you know, and then come down to realism.
I do drive-by spraying.
So I don't know how we need to make it happen, but if anybody's got that kind of thought, I'm in for that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could it be possible already, right now? Because even just in Hilo Town, if you look at how much food goes to waste, you can see an ulu tree here, tangerines there, so much taro that's not being eaten. It's probably possible already, it's just people don't harvest what's all around.
Yeah.
It also requires a change in diet.
Because people are really addicted
People
to.
don't know, too, how good these local ingredients can be. So,
So,
see
the master chef.
excess anywhere, let me know. I'll cook it up.
But the whole land needs a regeneration, even if we use the food we got, like even from my farm. I think the fire ants are here because we're out of balance. If you look where they came from, they don't go into the deeper part of the jungle where the balance still exists. They're opportunistic. They're telling us a story. It's like a big pain in your neck, you know? It's like it's there, it's trying to communicate what you need to do, and it looks like the slugs. And the slugs.
The fireweed.
Slow
Fireweed, fire ants. Oh,
Yeah.
how about we cure the fireweed with IMOs, fire ants, you know, out of balance, absolutely.
And then also if you have a water catchment, put liquid IMO4 in your water catchment, and you take shower with that, you have a less itchiness when the fire ants bite you. Yeah, because since I did that, it's not that itchy anymore if they bite me. Yeah, that's really, because how I got the idea was microorganism break down some toxic also. So if that bite is toxic, right? So if we have some enough microorganism on our body, it just helps. Yeah. Try it. It really does. And then also you have a bad
People can
smell.
wash their pets with it too.
Yeah, bad smell on your pipes. You put some in there with the lactic acid bacteria, smell disappear instantly. The bad smell. It's so useful.
It's just those two.
So we need an information book, a little bullet point book that says, do this for this.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll draw interest. And you just have a little bulletin book.
Very good, still got your cheat sheet. The
Yeah.
one that you made up 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Should give everybody one of those.
Yeah, I'll
That
bring
cheat
my,
sheet is unreal.
I got a good cheat sheet. Lisa doesn't have a good cheat sheet.
It's got all the mixtures, all the dilutions, everything you want to know. It's not your farm cheat sheet.
Oh, I see.
And then you read the whole book. on the cheat sheet.
I was thinking about writing a Korean natural farming for dummies book all in pigeon.
Yes. Yes. This is Mike Dupont from CITAR, who always a super natural farmer. And he created incredible dry the pig pen, and then got a certified even through the federal.
So basically, right now, pigs are in Because you guys seen the new laws that came down from Honolulu, right?
No.
They're not gonna bring in mainland pigs anymore.
Yeah.
So there's a
Really?
wide open market in Honolulu, the price is gonna go sky high for local pigs.
Ah.
Right now, we're looking at, we got a guaranteed market, the co-op cannot produce it. I mean, no producers. 150,000 pounds of pork guaranteed market in Honolulu. With the third largest distributor in the state. And we cannot produce them on the side because we don't have producers.
Will we be able to bring in breeding stock?
Breeding stock, you would have to talk with the Department of Agriculture. I think it can be done. It's expensive.
I know.
There's some breeders in the state now.
Yeah.
Depending on what breed you want.
Breeding stock here in the state is all inbred.
It's used up.
So basically what you need to do is
There's
bring
inherent defects you can see.
Yeah.
or do something like that.
Well, because I know that, like, drill house and whatever, Right.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
keep the wild
You
pigs
would
away
do
from
something like
domestic pigs. The
Big
vets are
rats.
cracking
Right.
down on farms. They find a domestic pig with a wild pig on your farm, you'd be on the quarantine. Cannot sell nothing off your farm.
Because brucellosis,
It's got pseudo-rabies right now.
rabies.
Even the University of Hawaii just got biosecured because quite pigs tested positive.
Oh.
Pseudo-rabies.
Gotta spend the money for the fencing.
Yeah,
Big time.
electric fence.
No.
Not for breeding stock. If you got sows and those wild boars are gonna go right through it, you know, it's serious.
If they were trained on electric fence, electric fence would work, but if they're not.
But the
trained
wild
on
boars
it-
didn't get that, they didn't get the memo. They'll test it and then they'll run right through it.
Pigs
Remember
have
now,
rabies, is that what you said?
28,000 animals are coming from the mainland to feed our people here. Not gonna have that 28,000.
Does it mean that pig dogs will get it?
How many more farms can we build?
I don't know if it's multiple cross species.
Because the pigs come in stress, they break out in a disease.
Right, no, I mean, when?
Started already.
Well, sure.
Immediately.
Wow.
Already
Was
in
couple
fact.
Sunday, was 2 Sundays ago, I think, in the paper.
So the price of
Not
pork
the
gets
stuff
up.
we did the same.
That's
So the guy that was worried about $1 a pound, the word about that anymore.
They still bring in.
Price going up.
Yeah, they're all like-
Because what they would do, they'd ship it from the mainland to here, graze them for a month, and then they called it Ivan pork.
Well, there's people that wanted pork that's not been frozen.
Right.
There's a market for that animal longer. And yeah, so they could call hot pork. It's pork that's never been frozen before. And that's what that market was. They were bringing in all those pigs, selling them to that market. And now those pigs aren't coming over.
But they can still ship frozen.
They can still ship frozen. That's all happening. It's a whole different market
Right.
for frozen.
So-
They could sell a frozen pig in Chinatown.
Right, you can't.
Okay.
They're not.
So a slaughterhouse, people weren't slaughtering their own pigs.
No, that
There's
was
a
the
slaughterhouse
challenge in
there.
Honolulu, because outnumber the pigs, the slaughterhouse started becoming efficient, because not enough numbers going through.
Yeah, they're gonna lose their slaughterhouse. Oh, what a slippery slope.
So that they just snowballs, yeah.
Had to
There's
slaughter
not
out
even
that
enough slaughter
slaughter
places
farm.
here.
Two, and a mobile. Is the mobile done yet?
Oh, yeah.
The mobile's done, but the mobile is not mobile, it's stuck in Kelowna.
But they got their license.
Yeah, you're operating in California.
But you still got all your
You gotta haul your animals over there.
What?
All you ever gonna have now.
Not mobile.
Pardon?
I thought they're supposed to be mobile.
We're trying to move it to Pond River right now, to Hawaiian homes, yeah. So that's
Still working.
still working.
Yeah, natural farming folks do so much better.
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing.
The chicken.
And the rabbit.
Yeah, and the
Well, what are they gonna do with the processing centers? Because there won't be enough processing centers to process all this food.
That's the challenge. Two challenges, the slaughterhouse and the feed. Okay, in Honolulu, they produce 400 tons of food waste a day. No more enough pigs to eat all of that, okay, in Honolulu. So we brought in somebody to try and make the feed out of the waste. so they can service the whole island, all the islands. But our governor doesn't know we have pigs on this island.
Oh my God.
So he wants to turn everything into compost in Honolulu.
Out of
So-
touch.
Huh?
Out of touch.
Out of touch, really. He doesn't understand that the outer islands will be feeding Honolulu in the future.
Yeah.
There will be all natural farming food.
Yeah.
Well, we better get another.
Remember, you can raise four now.
What?
Four, no permits.
Yeah.
Go for that.
Go for me.
If you're on agricultural land.
Yeah.
That's for breeding sound.
So,
So you have
You
that.
do a natural farming pig pen, and you hardly do anything. Also grow sugarcane, and they feed the sugarcane, they spit out all the fiber, they build their own bedding. So you don't have to put all this,
So you guys don't have to look at the book, you got the book right here.
Yeah.
My colleague, you found it.
yeah, that's right.
so I have a question. So we went to Otto's farm,
Mhm.
and Master Cho gave some suggestions on how to make the IMO work better in the situation that it is, but it's an enclosed system in concrete.
Right.
So Master Cho wanted us to put holes in the bottom to put air vents in.
Okay, we've done that experiment already. Yeah, it does work. But we also did the experiment without it, and it does work.
Oh.
So you really do not have to do that.
Oh,
The thing is, you just gotta layer your logs properly,
yeah.
so you do have that aeration in between.
Yeah, but aren't the
Keep it
pigs
dry. Because
gonna,
Mike knows what happens when the thing gets wet.
If it gets wet, the flies at the sting.
see, that's what's happening with Otto right now. Otto had a water line break in
No,
his,
it wasn't that. It was
no?
all the rain that we had. The federal government made a big mistake on the roof. The eaves weren't long enough. So when the rain comes in this way, and it goes right into the pans, and next thing you know, you got a muddy pit.
But then when you have muddy pen, you just have to put a straw in there. So moisture, you just have to control the moisture level, and then you don't have a problem. If you see the more than 65% moisture, you just put some straw in there, and then.
He has so much water in there, he'd have to put so much straw in there, it's like,
But
But
Needs to increase its bedding in
better
there
to
also.
put
straw
straw,
and have it all
then
muddy, yeah.
then they get sick. Yeah, there's a microbe cannot propagate properly. And
and
then
he's got to
pen is
redo his
cold,
pens.
and especially when you have baby, it's not good.
Yeah, he's
See,
got to redo.
Otto's in a predicament, yeah. He's got all these pigs, but he don't have enough room. That's why he's building that new facility. And that facility that you're looking at now, that's gonna be his for sale pens. And all the breeding stock will be in the new building. But he's at the point where he can't breed them because he don't has room. And he's gotta finish this side. And as our green waste over here goes up, it's
Yeah,
harder for him to get it because you only can get
so much.
one truckload a day.
Thank you.
That's it, you know, unless he goes to corner.
They only built it 2 feet deep though.
But that was an experiment. He knows the experiment does not work.
But the new barn is only 2 feet deep.
No, it's gonna be 4 feet because it's gonna build up.
You gotta
It's
go up.
gonna be.
Okay, the experiment was, we challenges Charles' system, you know. Instead of 4 feet, we go 2 feet, see what happens. 2 feet, you gotta have the green waste, way too many times. So you better keep it at 4 feet. So he was just trying to save how much green waste he needs to have. So basically, if you go through that thing, that's an experiment going on right now. One side is 2 feet, other side is 4 feet, and you can comparison. So he knows that he's got to fill it up to 4 feet up. You know, we was trying to cheat, try to see what we can do, yeah.
So what's going on with his fees?
With his feed, don't know the story. But anyway, the feed, we just had the guy come in from Honolulu, they wanted to turn on all the waste into feed for the pigs. He started with his permits maybe 3 years ago, and he tells me it can take 2 years before he gets that certified and get the feed to from Honolulu to us. Otto has not started on any of his permits. He's talking 5 years before he can sell feed. So, where he can sell the feed to other people, but he's doing it mainly for his farm. Because when his farm starts pumping, you'll have 1,000 pigs there.
What's he feeding?
He's using algae, cassava, sweet potatoes, and a lot of whatever kind of green waste you can get, vegetables.
Palm.
Palm oil,
Oh.
cake, yeah. When he makes his biodiesel. You know, it's not a certified feed. He's still got a supplement with some green.
Sure.
You know, but it's a start.
Yeah.
But that's the challenge now. The slaughterhouse space, and we got to feed. Master Joe keeps stepping me in the head because he gets so much green bags out there. You gotta find something to feed these pigs. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's hard to get the right machine to, I mean, we went under. We had commercial chickens. We had 400 commercial chickens, and feed is what took us under. And you can say go harvest it and go grow it, but the truth of the matter is, when we bought organic grain, because we wouldn't support GMO, it made our eggs too expensive for anybody to buy. But if you pay people a real wage instead of a slave wage to go out and raise the food and prepare the food to feed the chickens, the same thing happened. Unless you want to do it for, pay somebody $5 an hour to go process the food to feed them. It's like really hard to get around the slave wage labor that supports the entire economy, but in particular agriculture. Because every time I get into it, I'm making $5 an hour again, and I have to go, have to stop, and I have to go somewhere else. So that's the loop I can't get out of. I don't know how to get out of that loop.
Your vision of producing our own food is right on. You know, they did a program called 2050 that we were going to do 30% of our food production in the state.
Right.
It was 10 years ago. They did the analysis. It was on the news. We're still at the same place where we were 10 years ago.
Because there's no settlement.
Nobody moved on that, so we're asking, what happened to our money?
Yeah.
It was the rail.
You know?
Well, I've gone to meetings. I'm also part of, I'm co-founder of an agricultural nonprofit. We've been around for about 12 years, Dragon's Eye Learning Center. And it got me into sitting to meetings. So here I am. I'm in a room, and there's the president of the university. And then there's the director of the ag. And here's the governor's representative. And here's Russell Ruderman. Okay, so everybody, the senators. And then there's all the big ranchers and the food producers. They're all sitting there. And like, then I'm this odd duck, right, sitting there. And they're all like talking about the island self-sufficiency, but they all want to do the export crop. No, because that's the only way you're going to make the money. They're like, ooh, and then we could grow this and export it. Yeah. So, I mean, like, wow. We're just going to have to do it without him. We got to, what I'm figuring out now is that the best shot I have maybe is to live by example, which is why I'm thinking, okay, how about we form a cooperative? I'm big into cooperatives because I'm working with this youth group. 150 of them want to own 30 acres together and farm it. Youth-owned Pahoa Agricultural Cooperative. And I like the structure. It's how the kids have been running their own education, meaning if you were all the kids, you'd have a president, a secretary, and a treasurer, and you set up your own judicial system, and you no rules. Everybody, you strike up your agreements, and you decide what your focuses are, and you do it together. So like I'm thinking, if I'm going to drive to Hilo once a month, maybe we'd have another meeting. Like, you got to have Cho Global, and they have a purpose, a very important purpose. But then, outside of that, like I hear about the poor pig farmer doing it alone, and me doing it alone, and I'm thinking, I'd like to have a meeting maybe with you, all you guys, and we be something, a cooperative. We're going to help each other and figure out a plan. If we're going to, next time we meet, everybody's going to have their crazy ideas about how we actually are going to get this whole island plastered with IMO by next year. So when Master Cho comes, we're going to like impress the socks off of him. That's my goal. I want to impress. I want to show him a slow motion
each
photography.
other's farms, like do work parties. Like instead of meeting here, like have like 1 week or 1 month, we all come to your farm and we all
Maybe
work.
we organize that here.
All,
once
yeah,
a month,
whatever.
And
yeah,
then that's what we
and
take
then
on.
when we go to Halehe'e, and then we go to everybody's farm, and we all, because that's what it really takes to make a farm happen, is a lot of hands in the soil, and that's how the Native Hawaiians were able to successfully sustain this island, is because they were all farmers, and they all worked together on the same project to feed everybody. So that would be a fun way to start too, just go like have a potluck and a party, everybody's place, and do a day-long thing where we all work that day. That would be fun.
That's true, because when I was in college, 60 of the students at Hawaiian culture, we were studying, went to YPO. One day we built a walkway. Yeah, we just lined
it's so
up.
unmotivating
We just
by yourself.
passed the one rock, and then we built this huge rock wall for taro patch. Yeah, we can do that, really. 60 students.
Farm.
Just
Well,
pass one rock.
that's what permablitz is. That's what permablitz is. Permablitz.
Permablitz.
And Korean natural farming can be a part of that. Starting.
Yeah.
It's already a structure there.
So are we a co-op?
Let's go.
We need a name, we need a president, we need a secretary. We got the day, we got the time. Just throw it in. What's that, Jim?
There's your cup,
Well, I would like to go in. And we've got 7 of us who came out of the last workshop who said we're on the dog food channel. We should announce ourselves. Stand up if you're in the dog food cooperative.
Yeah,
we have of us. There are 2 of us, 3 of us here. But there are 7 altogether. Well, 6. I'm not sure about Drake's. What's your honey's name? Susanna. She was thinking about it, so she would be number 7. So there are 3 of us here who are kicking that around. But anyways, I would like to have everybody in co-op. Maybe not in that one, but in.
Get those who are interested, get their name and phone number, and then you can arrange something.
Alex?
You'll sign up.
I didn't bring any paper. Who's the secretary here for this venture? We'd have to have. I would be in, but I would need. We'd have to have at least 4 of us, I'd say, to make a co-op, because you need the president, the secretary, the treasurer, and in my world, you need the agreements committee. It's the AC. Got to turn on the AC. So that's how you handle grievances and any Yeah. So if I raise my hand, who would want to do it? Who would want to be in and be an officer? Because if we don't have 4 people, then it's not this time. We'll think about it for next month.
For the dog food or for
Either one. The bigger picture, like I think it'd be cool if we all had our own meeting, like Cho Global comes in, they have an hour to it to get their businesses in fair and, get their business going and keep it going. I think on the other side of that, the practitioners, we need to be in a cooperative where we're working in tandem alongside of them. We communicate back and forth. It would make our communications more potent if we got together and what do we need clarification on? Okay, and then we hand it to them. So the ping pong game would go a lot easier than trying to get the information to everybody, I don't know.
Yeah. She's got a good point. I think that there's more practitioners that need more help. And I think that if there's a group of them that we're all practicing and we're co-oping together, I love co-op. I love your idea. And getting people working together and even out in the market, you have better chances of getting better pricing and all kinds of stuff. But for information-wise, bouncing things off of people in farmer land is different than bouncing things off of each other here. This organization has to work on teaching the other organization. I think you have to have a practitioner side as well. And I think that you have to have your structure over here that is teaching. And I think they need to focus on that.
Well, that's the focus of CGF, the way it is education.
Right.
I think there has to be another side, that there are other practitioners that work together and come back to CGNF and say, we need help on this. This is the information we need, and this is where we're lacking. And I think she's got a good point.
I hear you volunteering to be a liaison.
Oh, that's too funny, because that's what I asked her. She's like a liaison, because I said I'm looking for a liaison on the board. That's really funny.
I would do that. I mean, because I think that there's a lot of information that's going out there that needs to be clarified. And we don't know what needs to be clarified in CGNF. I mean, we have an idea. I mean, we have a pretty good idea, but everybody kind of learns differently, and there's a lot of things that are going out there that are getting misunderstood. And
YouTube videos.
And you know what? As you say that, I have ideas on that I want to share with the board
What
before
about the ones that are out there that are with misinformation that should be taken down
And I think that
or edited?
And I think that those are things that will get addressed in CGNF. I think that they have, since Master Cho has been here this time, he was really upset with some of the things that are going on, and we kind of understand that it needs to be taken care of, and that there's some things that CGNF board needs to handle, and I think they're handling it. And I think they know that there's a lot of things that need to change. But on her side, I think it's really important to have practicing farmers out there that can help with the dissemination of information out into that. Because CGNF can't do all of that. I mean, they have to focus on the teaching. But there needs to be another group out there that's just the farmers.
Right.
Isn't that what the Hawaiian Farmers Union is for?
That is an aspect of it. I was involved with them. I was involved in getting that organization going here on the island in its latest. Yeah.
Rick's the president of the
Not anymore.
chapter here.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not anymore. It has potential, but I prefer to work with the Korean natural farming because what I'm personally interested in is I want to be a trading partner with Master Cho. That's my goal. I want to produce something that he wants to import. That's how my standard is. And I want to make sure that the food I eat and buy from because right now, eat local, I don't want any part of it. I don't want to eat from anybody's farm that I've visited because they don't live up to my standards.
The lemonade,
They don't.
the lemonade was good though. I love that.
I'm exaggerating. I'm also very much exaggerating. But see, right now, down on my property, the neighborhood is meeting for what's called a crop swap. But I don't really, how do they handle their human manure? I got a standard about how I want my human manure. I got standards about everything, and I need to articulate them. And if I'm going to get food from all of you, which I want to do, so how the cooperative works for the youth is we come up with the best standard and practice, and we throw it on the table, and we encourage everybody to create something better and put it there so we can vote and go, that's the one I have, and everybody signs off on it. I don't go for this standard. I will, since I'm part of the co-op, just disclosure when you disagree. But the idea is to get it all up to standard because I really want to swap with everybody, but I have my limits. And if you just please disclose, if I can help you achieve those limits, if you can help me achieve those standards. And so that's why I want a farmer co-op, because I want to create you to grow the food I want to eat.
Well, you can't drive the red road without smelling Roundup if your windows are open. Seriously, you can't drive down
Really?
without just getting blasted.
Wow, I know.
The
it's
smell
hard.
of Roundup. It is.
Yeah.
So it means it's being sprayed all the time.
It's the council. The council spraying all along the roads. You can see it as well.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably the other farmers as well, but council definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
in all the parks.
Yeah.
So I want to
So I
create
think
kind
the
of
board
shocking.
has, I think the CGNF board has a lot of things that they need to talk about, and I think that we can probably, hopefully, find enough farmers who want to get together and be in a co-op, a CGNF co-op.
any producer, I'd say.
Well,
Well, because so they set the format, right? So they set the standard,
that's what I'm saying.
right? Because that's the whole idea. Is
That's what
right.
Well,
I know.
we are charged with by
Right.
Master Cho.
Right.
Those are the things that are going to change.
So that's the standard that whatever that is on the table,
Yes.
and so everyone has to meet that.
There is a plan for a
They can have
market
theirs,
group.
but we'll have ours too.
farmer's
And
market.
But there
hopefully-
should be as Drake told me when I was learning from him, the Lamborghini of
That's what I was,
Right.
that's what I
Well, there
was-
might be things that you will want to go for that I wouldn't. I don't know about that. I really don't know. Are you going to certify, because there's being proposed a own labeling system, CGNF labeling system. So
Who's
if-
going to police that?
I don't know about, there's no,
It's the same
who's going
thing
to
with
decide
organics.
if
Organics
GMO
have to
grain can be used and then call it a certified Cho Natural Farming egg? Who's going to decide that?
well,
We're not there yet. I don't think
Yeah.
we're there yet. We're not there yet.
What I'm saying is, it does, so we're gonna just, maybe you by default are gonna make a decision, and I'm gonna make a decision for my food buying system, and so I think that it just will all support each other. We'll keep impressing each other with, we'll copy each other. That's what I would hope would happen. And if there are discrepancies, you guys are the one who definitely work it out with Master Cho and get the guidance. That's what I imagine.
Yeah, see, the standards have to come from CGNF.
right.
I mean, that's just where the standards have to come from.
I agree.
Oh, that's what Mr. Cho said.
Yeah. I mean, that's where the standards have to come from.
That it has to come from CGNF Hawaii
Right.
for the entire USA.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because
That's what we started.
So thanks for having a great discussion. We have one book tonight that we'd like to give to our most enthusiastic returning member.
Oh my goodness.
And it's 8:20, so let's head home.
Oh.